Watch this guy. I'm gonna try. I can't zoom it, but look at that guy up there. He's either got balls of steel or he's just plain stupid. And that's just crushed stone. I'm getting loaded now. But that dozer, he just kind of, man. He's just kind of pushing it over the edge. I mean, it's what he's got to do, but he's up there 50 feet. And he had, the first time he came, that I saw that he came across there, it looked like his track was off the edge. And it's a wide track thing, but man. Makes me nervous just watching him. Pushing downhill, there he is. Well, whatever, they gotta do what they gotta do. They've been crushing like crazy. When I first started coming in to get this lime this year, I started in, I think February, right at the beginning of February. And I've hauled a bunch of loads in. They weren't crushing anything. They were working on that thing right there, building that up, and they've been hauling rock up from below a lot. I mean, a lot. So yeah, they're doing their thing. That guy's kind of amazing. There we go. We got a loader coming. It'll load up. It's a 980. Now this is what my days have been consisting of. The quarry. Coming to the quarry, getting lime. I've spread a fair amount. Grant's spreading quite a bit. Hopefully I get back just as he finishes clearing out the one batch that I had there. I got, what do I got? 8 piles there, 7, 8 piles there. I got a lot to spread yet, and a lot to bring home. Yep. Man, that guy, he's on it. Alright, well, I'm just about loaded, so here we go. Okay, so as you know, if you watch my Instagram, I've been sick, like really sick. I know some people are like, oh, every time you go to England, you come home sick. Kind of seems that way, doesn't it? I don't understand that, but it does appear that is kind of the case. And not only does it annoy me, but it's true. I'm looking for a heat source. So what I'm going to do here is, I'm hoping I can, damn it, he had that propane thing, and I don't see it now. Hold on, maybe I can find it. Tim is really weird with his stuff. He's got a spot for everything, and it's disarray. But anyway, I'm going to show you what I'm doing here in a second. I am better now. I'm not 100%, but I'm maybe 90% better than what I was. I was pretty damn sick, I will tell you that. I had COVID a few years ago, and it was 14 days of just feeling sick and tired. But this is not that. God darn it, Tim, what'd you do with that thing? This is not that. COVID was a cakewalk. This was 3 viruses put together. My wife was in the hospital twice. My son once. William was in the hospital once. He was throwing up blood. It turned out that it caused him to have a bloody nose, and he was swallowing the blood. It never came out his nose. It went down the back of his throat, which caused him to be ill and throw it up. But quite alarming when you see your 5-year-old throwing up blood as bright red as what that was. I was like, holy shit. So we took off to the hospital, and they, pretty much immediately said, yeah, he's got these viruses. They took a test and swabbed him and said, yeah, he's got 3 viruses, this, that, and the other thing. One was a rhinovirus, which is basically a cold. The other two sounded like a death sentence, to be quite honest with you. They really did. They sounded really, really bad. Why in the hell can I not find what I'm looking for? I'm going to have to call him back. Anyway, what I'm trying to do, if I could find Tim's propane torch gizmo, which I have no idea why it's not here, is I'm going to dry out this lime. Okay? So, this is damp lime. It's really fine, but you can't tell how fine it is when it's wet like this. So, you kind of gotta, well, you know what? I could just do this. Let's see. Get that bad boy fired up. There it is. So this is what we're going to do. Is we're going to put that on there, and we're going to slowly dry it out with a propane torch. Let's open that up a little bit. Maybe that'll work pretty good. So the whole point in this is to get the moisture out of it so that I can see what the ow, that is hot. What the not the pan and the dirt or the stone. It's not hot yet, but it will be hot. So the whole point is to find out the consistency of this lime. I've bought lime in the past and it's been very coarse, but this to me is just to touch it, it feels soft. You know, and maybe you don't know, but it just feels soft. So that generally is a good indication that this lime is very very fine. It doesn't feel, you can't, it gets in your pores, and if you don't know, the finer the lime, the faster it acts. So lime, if you have a coarse piece of limestone out there, it's a chunk of lime. If you put a ton of limestone, like pea gravel, out in your field, it will take 50 years for it to actually break down and work, or more, depending on the pH in your soil. It's not going to work very fast. So the finer the lime, the more surface that it has, we're starting to get some steam there, the more surface that it's going to have on, ooh, it's getting warm. The more surface it's going to have contact with the soil, and it will adjust the pH rather quickly. pH stands for potential hydrogen, and the lower that potential hydrogen number is, the less biology you will have, the more acidic your soil is. And when you're running a regenerative ag system, like I'm attempting to do, it's very difficult because when your pHs are as low as what mine are, it's very difficult to raise those pHs over time using, say, living roots in the soil or cover crops. So you have to start from somewhere. You really have to get that pH to near neutral levels in order for your biology to be able to thrive. Biology lives at 6.6 and above. It lives and thrives at a pH, potential hydrogen, of 6.6 and above. Worm activity is much greater when organic levels are higher. Carbon being put into the soil from the living root will keep your pH in that optimal 6.6 to 7.0 pH. A lot of guys will say, oh, well, corn ground doesn't need to be that high. It works best at 6.3 and up to 6.8. Well, that's nice and all, but the reality is 6.6 and above is where your biology is the happiest. When you hit 6.5 pH or potential hydrogen, that is when your biology starts to die off. That is when you hit that breakover level. And dying biology is a bad thing. That means less carbon in your soil It means less nutrient breakdown or mineralization and availability to the plants that your cash crop that you're trying to grow. So you really, really, really need to have a potential hydrogen or pH of 6.6 and above. Soybeans thrive at 6.8. Soybeans love calcium. There's just calcium, calcium, calcium. It is like lifeblood to soybeans. Calcium, boron, magnesium, zinc. Those are the things that you need to really make soybeans and corn grow quite well. If you are in that low 6 pH area with your soils, you do best to really start to think about putting on lime or adding a cover crop to keep the biology alive, to actually raise the pH. Soil pH can be adjusted by using certain types of cover crops. Parsley, I know, is one. There's a whole bunch of different soil raising, pH raising plants that you can use as a cover crop. And really what that's doing is feeding the biology. The biology is living and thriving and adjusting the pH on its own. But because my pHs are in that low 6, upper 5s, I really need to raise those pHs up to a level where the biology will thrive and my cover crops will work really well. So, ooh, is it getting hard? No. Ooh, it's hot though. That's steam. It's steaming out. So I'm just going to let that cook a while, and I'll come back when it's dried out, right? Ooh, it's hot all the way through, which is good. So what my goal is to get that stuff dried down to the point where it's powder, and then I can show you the consistency of this lime. It's not going to sloke in here. It's not hot enough. But if you know what sloking is, then I don't have to explain it. But basically, sloked lime is burned lime. They take limestone, put it in a kiln, light the fires, and the heat from the burning wood, coal, whatever you've got in there, actually breaks down the calcium into a powder, very fine powder, and that is sloked lime. Sloked lime is the best lime for adjusting pH, but this here will work just fine. This is finely ground lime, and definitely needs to get applied. Yesterday I got 2 loads, today I got 1 load. Tomorrow I'll probably only get 1 load because I'm hauling hay in the morning and I just cannot, I can't drive that many miles and actually, survive. But anyways, I'm going to shut up and I'll come back when this is dried out. Alright, so I'm watching Lord Muck. He's live on Facebook. He's my friend, and we support one another. He's talking about a will it start, and I'm really curious as to what that is. But anyways, back to my video. I am just about done with this stuff. Alright. Actually, I'm just going to call it done. So, I'm going to shut Kurt off because I can't concentrate on what I'm doing. That shit's hot as hell now. Ooh, that's hot. But it's good. It's good. Okay. So how are we going to see how fine this is? Well, we're going to take it out in the yard, and we're going to spill it out in the wind. There's a little bit of wind out there, I think. And if it blows, then it's good. Ugh, New Jersey's. Oh yeah, there's a little bit of wind. So, don't mind my junk pile. I was threatening to clean that up the other day, and fortunately I got sick, because if I clean that up, I'm going to need something out of there. So let's see what it does. See how fine that is? Tell me that's not fine lime. When it can just, there's very little wind. There's coarse stuff there. That's fine. But when it does that, and it blows on the wind, Look at that. The finer the lime, the better it works. Well, I'm putting weed killer out here to kill your grass. I dried up the lime to see how fine it was. It is incredibly fine. It's like dust, which is perfect. So it doesn't matter if you put it on damp or dry, but it's blowing clear over to there. Now I know that it blows because when it gets windy and dry, the pile blows. But wow, look at it. I mean, now we got a little more of a stout wind. It's blowing 30 feet. So if I was to put a boom spreader on and get this thing dry, I mean, look at that. It doesn't even hit the ground. And I'm blocking the wind. Yep, that's it. So there it is. Lime. So that's how fine that lime is. Now, I've gotten some lime out of Gap, PA, which is dole metic lime, high magnesium lime. I got plenty of magnesium in the soil. Available magnesium in the soil. I've done extensive soil testing and have found that if I get dolomitic lime, which I know the fellow up here at the fertilizer plant, he's in love with dolomitic lime, okay? Which is fine. He loves dolomitic lime. I just don't see the need in buying magnesium when I need calcium. Our calcium levels are low here. They're low. They need to be up. So I'd rather have a high calcium lime and put that on, because buying magnesium or dolomitic lime, it's really not benefiting me like you'd think it should, because it just doesn't. I don't need it. If I don't need it, why am I buying it? But I did that very same test. It comes out drier when you buy it. There's no wash plant that they're taking it off of. And it sits long enough that it dries out. And they don't see where I'm getting this lime from. They spread a lot of water. There's a lot of water there. So it's quite damp. Damper than I'd like it to be, but as fine as that is, I'm willing to go ahead and not worry about that moisture that's in there. But that dolomitic lime is a coarser lime than that. It's fine. It's got fines in it like that, but the amount of coarse is about 10 times what I just had in that pan of limestone. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and yeah, it's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, kiss my ass. So as you saw in the video that was taken on Tuesday, I had been very, really sick, probably sicker than I've ever been. It just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Oh wait, and worse. And then all of a sudden it was like the weight lifted up and I was able to do some stuff. Not COVID. The Kung flu, I don't know if it was real or not. I mean, people die from influenza, and COVID is just, genetically modified cold, which was about as bad as what influenza is. But anyways, whatever. So you saw the 4430 in the background there. You can see that I haven't touched it because I've been in bed. Well, actually not in bed. I lived on the couch. I think I've watched every action movie that was made in the last 5 years because my wife doesn't like old action movies like I do. I like the old ones, like A Bridge Too Far or things like that. Yeah, Delta Force or, the Guns in Navarone. I like those. They're older, World War II stuff. But anyway, yeah, so farming is going to resume, and I know there's guys who are like, oh, well, you should put put more videos out. And it's like, well, what do you want to watch me do? You want to watch me drive a Peterbilt or a Volvo? Because that's really where I'm at. In the morning, I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's when the alarm sounds. I'm usually out the door by 3:30. Have my cup of coffee. Make my cup of coffee, get dressed, do the normal brush your teeth kind of nonsense. I hate brushing my teeth before I drink coffee. There's just something nasty about that. My wife doesn't mind. I mean, she's just a toothpaste hog, right? You throw about as much toothpaste in your mouth as you possibly can and then drink coffee. So, yeah. Anyway, whatever. My beautiful Asawa. Anyways, yeah, I'm kind of distracted. I kind of want to shut this off and go in there. But no. Anyway, yeah, truly distracted. What was I talking about? I was talking about, driving truck. So get up at 3 o'clock. I'm usually out the driveway. It takes me about 6 minutes to get from my house to the farm. And, so 6 minutes. I try to be out of here by about 20 after. I'm usually over there by 6:30. And then out the driveway by 6:45 by the time I let the truck warm up and on my way. So it takes me 5.5, 6 hours to do that job, depending on who's in front of me. There's a guy down at the mushroom barn, and he has 3x3s, and he is about the dopiest motherfucker you ever seen in your life. He will take a strap off, wrap it up by hand. He doesn't have a strap wrapper. Then walk to the truck, around the front, put the strap in, walk all the way back, pull another strap off, and there's 2 straps on every stack of hay that he's got there. So that gives you 12 straps. He does that 12 times. If you get stuck behind him, I mean, I can pull the same 12 straps off, wrap them up. I usually wrap 3, set them on the tire, and then put them in his keeper, go back, wrap 3, put them in, but I pull them all off. This dude does this with the ratchets, and he does it with the strap. It's like the loader operators are wondering where the hell this driver is, and then it's 3x3s, so it takes like twice as long to unload. Well, whatever, I'm not even going to complain about him, but maybe I've complained enough. But, there's people in this world that find ways to be more efficient, and then there's people that are always trying to reinvent the wheel. They're always trying to reinvent the wheel. This dude is trying to reinvent the wheel. And then, now, for safety reasons, I agree with this, but get a broom. A broom. A broom will sweep your trailer off like that. Or an electric leaf blower. An electric leaf blower in your truck, oh my God. So this dude, he'll wait till the last bale is off of his trailer. Then he'll get out of his truck, walk around the front, all the way to the back, get on the back, then walk all the way to the front of the trailer, and then start kicking off with his feet the clumps of hay, the rocks, the chunks of dirt that maybe got on there. It will take him another 10 minutes to kick the straw or whatever he's hauling. I think it's hay. I think it's got to be hay. He kicks that remaining shit off his trailer. It takes forever. So, but whatever. Then I get back. I come home. I eat my breakfast. Usually take a nap. I'll take an hour. I'll sleep for an hour, and then I'll go back to the farm, get in the Peterbilt, drive all the way to the quarry that you just saw, and then come on back. Usually that gets me home around 4:30 in the afternoon. Between 3:30 and 4:30, depending on, what happens at the farm before I get in the truck. As long as I leave before 1 o'clock, I can be up there. 1, 2, 3, I got to be out of there by 3:30. And it takes me 2 hours up, 2 hours back, half hour there. So it's 4.5 hours. So, you just you do that. And like yesterday, I did that very same routine. And then I went and got gas in my pickup truck because I felt like a woman. I had like 3 miles to empty, which I don't generally do that, but once in a while I do. Went up and got fuel, came back, and then I helped Grant. He was spreading lime. I should have videotaped that, but I didn't. I was busy pushing trees out of the field, and you know, the normal everyday stuff that you do when you're working on a farm. You just go and you push trees, you push some trees. So anyways, with that being said, he was spreading, I was pushing trees. Then I would come back and load him up and then push more trees, and, you know, whatever I was doing, I did it. You know, just because all the ash trees are falling out in the fields and they got to go. Anyways, I did that until damn near 8 o'clock. Well, yeah, it was about 8 o'clock. Came home. Teresa had some kind of food for me. I don't remember what it was. I don't remember what it was. Oh, she made me a steak. I shared my string beans with William, and I ate a steak, half to three-quarters of the string beans, and I left the baked potato because baked potatoes, if you don't know, they make your joints hurt. And being sick, you've already got this uric acid in your joints, so my joints were hurting pretty good. But anyways, thanks for watching, and look forward to some new videos. I got a new camera coming. When I was over in England, George Saunders had the new DJI Osmo 3, which is a gimbal camera. It's the same company as this, but it has a microphone. So I will now have a microphone. So all you whiners and complainers of the microphone or not being able to hear me, you will now be able to hear me unless I don't use the microphone. But the microphone actually stacks in the handle for that camera, so it should always be with me, and that'll be good. And if it isn't, I'll get some Velcro and I'll Velcro the damn thing fast. But the Osmo 4, if you look at George Saunders' videos, they're high quality. I mean, this is a 4K camera, his is a 4K camera, but his quality of 4K, I think it has more frames per second. Takes a little more energy in the computer, but this does not take near the energy as, say, a GoPro. And yeah, so the GoPro cameras really eat a lot of memory. But anyways, I've rambled on long enough. Thanks for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. If you're not subscribed, it's free. If you like my videos, just hit the subscribe button, and then and the notification bell. And when a new video pops up, you get to see it. I am not a highly produced ag channel. I never have been. I've been on here longer than 99%. I've been on here. I think I'm the oldest continually uploading farming channel on the internet, to be quite honest with you. I've done this since 2008. I've had almost a lifetime of a working career of content on here. So I hope you enjoy it. If you don't, well, I can't help you. Anyways, have a nice day.